will join. Around 100 people have registered. Some are.
In addition to the ARS members, will be given the link.
Yes. Apart from ARS members, around 100 registrations are there. So friends, good evening everyone. You are welcome to this virtual session on use of technology tools in tax audit. The resource person for today's session is Sharan Kumar, who is closely associated with Vijayawada branch, and he always supports the endeavors of Vijayawada branch. Sharan, you are welcome to this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So friends, we will start this session with the motto song. Give me a second to share the screen.
Yaesha supteshu jagrati Yaesha supteshu jagrati Kamam 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 Purusho nirvimanaha Tadeva shudram Tada brahma Tadeva mritamucchate Tasmin lokaha shataha Sarve tanunatyadi kaschan Etadvaita
Now I request the chairperson to give her opening remarks.
Today's resource person and seasonal faculty to our Vijayawada branch, CA U. Saran Kumar Garu, and colleagues at Managing Committee and past chairman of Vijayawada branch, and other fellow members joined for today's meeting. A very good evening to one and all. I welcome you all for the VCM on today's topic, use of technology tools in tax audit. Since the deadline for the tax audit is quickly approaching, I feel it is very important to shed light on a variety of new technological tools, because for one thing, every working professional needs to save as much time as possible during these 14 days. And additionally, the techniques you learn through this session and put into practice will definitely help you to conduct tax audits more effectively in future. Members, I want to share one thing. Many students and members benefited from the series of Excel that the Saran Kumar Garu conducted over the course of 25 consecutive weeks for the Vijayawada branch. And you may view and update on Excel even in our even now in our Vijayawada branch YouTube channel. You please subscribe to the channel. And without much waste of time, I request Secretary Garu to proceed.
Yeah, thank you, madam, for those words. Friends, Saran Kumar is known to everyone, but let me say a few words about him. He is a qualified chartered accountant and he has qualified in the year 2010. He is also a certificate holder in forensic accounting and fraud detection from ICI. Previously, he worked with Microsoft and Credit Suisse Bank for more than 3 years. And also he practiced as a partner with one of the leading firms. And he is now heading the special assignment divisions for more than 3 years. Also, he is partner at T. Satyanarayana & Co. And his specialization include data mining, data analytics, forensic auditing, and ERP process audits. He is having more than 12 years of experience, and he is a regular faculty for forensic accounting and fraud detection certificate course conducted by ICA. And he is also a speaker at various seminars which are being conducted by ICA and other institutions like NASIN. And his topics of interest include data analytics with Excel, usage of technology in CA profession, Excel as an audit tool in bank audits as well as tax audits. And also he is the founder of an online training platform, Excelism.in. He's also corporate trainer of advanced MS Excel and trained the employees of various corporate companies. Currently, he is also the managing committee member of Hyderabad branch of SARC of ICA. With these few words, I hand it over to Saren Kumar. It's over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. In fact, it's always pleasure from whom I learned many things in my life. He himself introducing me, it's always a pleasure, sir. In fact, taking session for the Vijayawada branch is always like I told any number of times. Again, I am telling, no hesitation. I always feel like it's my home branch. Thank you so much for the chairman, madam. Though I sent my apologies for sending the MCQs and everything on the last minute because of little tight schedule. Thank you so much for the opportunity, first of all. Though the topic, recently I have taken the same topic for SARC, but always the topic may be same, the title is also same, but always people like me, before delivering the colleagues like you, would like to add something than what we present previous. So that's a way we can also learn every time. So definitely whoever attended recently the SIRC webinar on the same topic, I'm sure you can get definitely much more things, new things rather from this session. I request everyone, please spend some time not only just for listening the session, because my sessions are always more practical, using the applications. Until unless you use or practice it, you cannot remember at all. So this is a very clear disclaimer before me going into the session. As usual, my sessions may not have so many PPTs. However, a very formal presentation, I just would like to cover what I'm going to talk. If time permits, these all are the things I'm in fact planning to cover. Tools overview for tax audit, required skills, scope of using the tools. There are many things which I would like to make in today's webinar. The demo of creation of folders for each client. Demo the engagement letter creation for each client. Let's say if you have 60 clients, instead every time opening an engagement, changing the address, changing the things, whatever the variables we call, instead if you can have a proper template in the Excel format of all the clients master data, how you can create all the engagement letters at the same time, so that we need not to put so much time towards the regular documents. It need not to be engagement letter. This same technique or concept you can use for the bank confirmation letters, or maybe you can use for the data's confirmation or for the sample data's confirmation and so on. So we will be having a demo of conversion of daybook of tally into the Excel and analysis. This part will take a little more time. Out of 2 hours, at least some 30 to 45 minutes, I'll concentrate here. Though I'm sure people are still in the Excel, advanced Excel, they are growing, but I always would like to touch upon the advanced topics or the latest features, not just the reason that you should learn today, but at least these functionalities or features you must familiar, so that tomorrow while learning that will be easy. So I always want to give new features or new functionalities either in MS Excel or in different tools. So today you will be finding a new functionality called Etl tool. We call it as a Power Query in Microsoft Excel. I'll also try how you can use that tool on not more than 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, as I said, we'll be working with the Etl tool. So one demo you'll be having using the Etl tools, how you can analyze the data. So let me also introduce the idea tool. When your data is small, maybe less than 1000 records, then idea tool demo version is available in the in our institute website. You can download the demo version and you can work till 1000 records, any data set, absolutely free. If you appreciate the features of idea tool, then probably you can subscribe it. If you feel you have a lot of data and a lot of clients where huge data you're working on, and you feel this tool can help you out, then you can subscribe it. Maybe I think if I'm not wrong, per annum, it is 10,000 to 15,000 around the price is. So you can just, anyway, I'm not soliciting or promoting any of these products. These are all products just for the benefit of the members or students who are attending today's session. I'm just covering here. So sampling is the only one feature I would like to cover from the idea tool if time permit, because I always feel a sample from Excel is like very random. You cannot explain to the regulator tomorrow if you get a notice, or even you cannot explain tomorrow for a peer reviewer or quality review or whatever the other regulators tomorrow you will get a call. But when you take a sample from the idea tool is having a functionality called history, which you cannot alter or edit. So tomorrow, even if any regulator comes and asks you what is the reason for selecting these 20 accounts or 20 transactions out of the entire day book, then I can say that I just taken into the idea, and this is the tool which selected randomly 20 items. So through the history, I can prove that this is not something which based on my decision I have taken the sample, rather it is purely the random. Okay. Just to give a brief, though I'm not going to cover each and every independent item thoroughly, because each item takes more than 2-3 hours if you want me to speak. So just to introduce you, these all are the features. If you are thorough in Microsoft Excel, I'm sure you can do the good audit. Pivot table, Power Query, I'm going to cover today. Advanced filter. If you have a time, just start spending some time with VLOOKUP function, concatenate or concat for joining the items together, SUMIF function or SUMIFs function, if function, and so on. Power Query is anyway the separate item like Microsoft Excel. Okay. If you are, I'm sure at least 60 to 70% of your clients may be using Tally. If you want to use the best of Tally, I'm sure yesterday Vijay Srinivas sir might have given you the configuration, how you can use the SQL commands to get the relevant data from the Tally, or how you can use the ODBC so that you can connect your Tally data to the Microsoft Excel. And I'm sure he might have given many different things. So practice is very much required, though the time is very less for 10 days. I am requesting you, don't practice or don't try to attempt until unless you are clear about the topic. Otherwise, you may confuse spending more time here. Okay. So if any relevant to TDL, many a times I get calls from different chartered accountants. Their generic requirement of Tally TDL is, Sharon, do you know any TDL which can convert Excel data into the directly I can export into the Tally? Or is there any TDL where the bank statement is there, which I can upload into the Tally so that the entries will flow automatically? If you ask me, I can give different examples or different vendors, but than anything else, you first go to the Tally. There is a help. Besides a help, there is an option called shop. If you go to the shop, you will be having thousands of TDLs, Tally definition language add-ins. Just go and search, and for your surprise or my surprise, the price is less than 500 or less than 1000 if it is a big TDL. It is not something very costly. If you go to the outside vendors, you need to spend 5,000 or 10,000 rupees, which may be almost doing the same job, but we don't explore what is there in the Tally itself. So what Tally did, that Tally tied up with a lot of people, okay, who are good with this TDL. They can put their add-ins there. So you can just go and for every TDL, 3 days trial period is there. So once you subscribe for a TDL, you will be having a Word document, how to enable the TDL into your Tally. Start using it. If you like it, good. If not, leave it. Go to the other TDL, use it. The advantage of going into the Tally shopping is you will find the best suit for your customer, for your audit, for your client. So instead of taking some product which is a standard, instead working around it, you go and buy the best one. Thousands of TDLs are available. Again, I'm telling you. So whenever you have a time, go there, spend some time. I'm sure you'll find the best TDL. Today, I would like to cover the Word document also, because many people may not appreciate the relevance of the Word document. Usage of mail merge. In fact, I'm going to start with the same today's session, demo usage of mail merge. How you can open the PDF in the Word document. If you are using generally, I want to get the data, I want to edit some format, which is already there in the PDF. Why should I reinvent the wheel of drafting from the first paragraph? What I can simply do, I can copy the PDF copy, and I can paste into Microsoft Excel. But many people doesn't know you can directly open the PDF copy from the Word document. So that will give you a proper format also. Okay. So how you can embed the Excel into the Word document. If time permit, I'll cover this. Otherwise, because this is very much helpful for the people who are preparing the financial statements in the Word document, along with the director's report, director's responsibility statement, or all the financial statements, including the notes to the account and so on. In those cases, if you want to keep some calculation in the Word document, you can embed Excel there. You can do all the calculation, just come out so that that Excel will be there in the Word. So these all are the things, at least keep a view, or at least spend some time after my session, start practicing. I'm sure you'll become master. And idea tool, the best part of idea is stratification. Stratification is exactly like a pivot table. In the pivot table grouping, there is a concept. Okay, grouping, basically in the pivot table, you can do the grouping in three different ways. One is for the numbers, you can do the grouping. For the text, you can do the grouping. Even for the dates, you can do the grouping. That is exactly the concept of stratification in the idea tool. For all the participants, I can see 89. I request you go to the Vijayawada branch of SARC of ICI YouTube channel, having the great content. Okay, you can go to any of the branch websites or YouTube channels. I'm sure Vijayawada branch is having definitely the higher standard. I have delivered 25 sessions on Microsoft Excel end-to-end course, start from the very basic till the advanced. Whatever the features of Microsoft Excel, which I am using today, if you feel I am going a little faster because today's session is 2 hours, obviously it is very difficult to cover everything. If you feel wherever I'm going a little faster, just go to the YouTube channel of Vijayawada branch, go to the playlist. There you will find a workshop of MS Excel, where you'll be finding 24 different videos. Just go to the video. I'm sure that 50 hours will give you 100% confidence of using Excel. These all I'm talking today, I have already covered there. Okay, so gap detection is something you are doing a audit of all the sales. You are trying to take the invoices. Instead of writing a small if function to know what are the gaps between the invoice numbers, there is a simple feature in the idea tool, gap detection. Select the invoice number, just click gap detection. I'm sure wherever the missing invoices are there, you can find it. And how many invoices missed also you can find it. And the best part, which I like the most from idea tool, is the sampling. Random sampling is there, systematic sampling is there, stratified sampling is there. Random samplings, random sampling is basically, even in Excel, you can do it. There is a feature called data analysis in MS Excel, and where you can select the invoices or the transactions, it automatically pick up from 20, 30 items. But the problem with the random sampling, tomorrow you cannot justify the same before the regulator. Tomorrow you may get a call from the income tax guys, or tomorrow maybe your client file is in problem. Okay, tomorrow one regulator may call you. Then you should be in a position to answer them. Then they may ask the question, Sharan, while you are doing the audit, why you did not verify this transaction? Then obviously the weapon of chartered accountant is, sir, we don't do the 100% audit. We only do the test checking. So it's not part of our test checking. Then they ask you to explain what is the methodology you followed for the sampling. If it is a random sampling, you don't have any other option except saying, sir, I have taken randomly. Then he may say, no, you are taken cautiously to make sure that you are ignoring this transaction. But when you go to the systematic or stratified sampling, which can tell the story about the sample. Okay, sir, there are 1,000 transactions. I made sure that every 50 transactions I have picked one. I have not picked up. My system has picked up. The proof is this one. This is what the date which I have done the audit. On that day, I have taken the sample, and these samples work done by another staff. So at least there is a story in our working purpose to explain to the regulator. Regulator may convince. I'm not saying he will convince. He may convince considering the random, because random 80% will not convince. But when it comes to the systematic or stratified, I'm sure at least a positive mood will come on you to the regulator. So that is what the idea tool, but certainly I'm going to cover that part of sampling today. Usage of any tools basically for the audit. This is a standard. I'm not saying this is only for Microsoft Excel or only for the idea tool or ACL or whatever it is. This is the same standard methodology we follow. data cleansing first we do. That means the data is there somewhere. If you are taking a daybook of tally, the tally daybook, if you download, that is not the ready-made one which you can consume, right? You should slice it and dice it. Even for slicing and dicing or analyzing the data, that is not in a proper structured format. So that is what the work of we are going to do is a data cleansing activity for the analysis. And the data may not be there at one place to do the analysis. Maybe you need to combine 2-3 different data sets together. That we call it as a merging. Once you do the data cleansing of all the data sets, then you can combine the data sets. That is what we call it as a merging of data for joining. Filtering the data for the validations. See, I'm not interested of the transactions for the time being more than 10,000 in the cash part, because my concept, sorry, less than 10,000 in the cash part, cash expenses. So I'll filter out which is not required for me for the time being, so that I can validate the transactions based on my predefined rules. Extraction of data for the documentation. So extraction of data for the documentation is basically the relevant data which you need to have a working paper or maybe as an annexure to the report. Then you should extract the data that is required for the documentation. And also this is required for the reporting also. So may not be for the tax audit. I'm talking in consideration with the statutory audit, even preparation of financial statement for the corporate entities and so on. Okay. This is what the tools requirement. If time permit, because these days people are working with the different locations, or maybe the client sometimes using the Google Forms. So there is a simple way. You need not to go to the Google spreadsheet all the time to get the information. There is a simple way you can, though your staff is updating the data in the Google form, from Excel, you can just refresh the entire data will come and you can do pivot tables and do whatever the analysis. And once you refresh, once the live data updates in the Google form, the Excel work will happen automatically for you. So that is what another best part is. So these all are the ones, basically I'm talking about the rules. Before you set for that, before you prepare ready for the tax audit, I request you put class by class, check it out, which one can be analyzed better in the tool, or which one can be analyzed better in the document, or which one is a very generic in the nature based on your experience you are going to give. Once you make the segregations, then you can be at least prepared for what type of classes I can use X resource in my office who is good with Microsoft Excel, or for what type of classes I can use Y staff who is good with the documentation, verification, and so on. And who is the good staff to fill the data, then you may be using for the general classes. So this is the information. Anyway, though my session is on the tax audit, but I'm not going to touch upon the domain functional related aspect, meaning the income tax rules or sections. In fact, I'm not an expert, though I know the many things, but I'm not an expert. I'm sure Vijayawada branch by this time might have taken many sessions on that. My session is restricted towards usage of a tool or different functionalities in the tax audit. Okay, so this is a very small and generic PPT which I thought of presenting. Anyway, let me go into my core area of today's session, that is of Microsoft Excel. But before going into that, do you know you can create the folders, n number of folders at a time? Just before doing that, I'm sure you all might have attended many sessions on audit maturity model. Okay, so in the audit maturity model, they talk about the documentation, they talk about how you need to systematically arrange the folders, how you need to make a summary notes, and so on. Just for your information, I'll just take a little of my experience, how I make the data in my cloud. So I use the cloud application called Dropbox because it is a mobility. That means once I put any information, even the entire today's session is there in the Dropbox. So the advantage of it is I can simply share this folder to you in the chat box after the session. Whenever I update this data, that is a live for you. So I can even access the same from my mobile. My partner can also access, everyone can do that. So Dropbox I'm using. And the segregation, which I generally keep it, just a recent one, just to take as an example, let's go to the bank, just as an example, don't consider this is something which I'm demonstrating. Anything you can go back. This is the way I generally keep it. any folders, any client folders, if I go, I'm sure every folder should be numbered so that I can see the sequence. This is what generic problem we face it whenever our staff prepare the financial statements in the Excel format. They put the balance sheet somewhere last. Maybe they put the P&L somewhere in the middle. Notes to the account somewhere at different place. Trial balance maybe at the fifth sheet. When we put the numbers, obviously our mind will automatically look into the sequence. That's what the intention of, we always keep the folders in the numbers. This is pre-audit. So pre-audit, again, we made it to the different segregation, pre-documentation, communication with the previous auditor, all documents, bank circulars, if any, or else this is what the bank we have done the audit. Even in this, we made it pre-start. That means before going into the bank, then what are the base files? We don't touch this at all. The reason behind it is this can act as a evidence tomorrow. Okay, whenever you open a file, even if you don't do anything, do the control as, the file timestamp will get changed. So what we generally do, we'll take all the base file, we'll put into the folder, then we will take another folder called working files. We will copy the base files, paste into the working file, we'll open it so that even if I open 10 times and 20 times, my base files are still there. So that this can act as a evidence to me tomorrow that at what time, at what date I got these files from the client. This can, you can in fact interpret with your regular tax audits and stat audits also. These all are the working files where you can do a lot of work and analysis. These all are the working papers and proofs. This is what the folder which can rescue you tomorrow when you are caught up with the regulator. And these all are the final reports which we are going to keep it. And this is what the audit summary note. Even recently at Hyderabad branch, one of the very eminent faculty who has taken the session, Mohan Lavi sir. He has taken a session on audit maturity model. He was talking about, he has given a great suggestion at the end of the session that always keep one summary note of your audit. That means even after, if let's say after 5 years for a particular kind of tax audit, maybe I may not recollect what happened that time. Okay, we can only look into the working papers and maybe the tax audit report, what we signed. But some other things which maybe in the discussion, we may not document it and we forget after 5 years. So he has given a great suggestion that for every audit or assignment, once you are done with the assignment, all the key findings or maybe your discussion, whatever you feel you may forget tomorrow, which are not part of your reports, because if it is part of reports, anyway, I can access it, which cannot be part of report, for your understanding, make a summary note. That is the best suggestion, because many a times this is the one which we can through which we can recollect the data. So this I started practicing for the last many years. This is the way we make a notes, and we don't open it all the time because we don't want to tamper this. And once we open this we have given all the things, what is the discussion happened, what are the key things we missed, at what part we could not do the best audit, at what part we could cover many things, and what were the challenges that point of time we found it. Because 3 days of bank audit, maybe 1.5 day power cut is there, but you have to complete it. So I may not remember after 5 years whether power cut was there or not, but at the attendance register, it is 3 days. So at least in the note, I can put it. Tomorrow, I can at least tell to the regulator or anyone that though 3 days were there, power cut was there. So that is their thing. They should prove it whether power cut was there or not, but at least I can recollect. So this is the way the folders we create. And the demonstration which I would like to cover here, that for example, I'm doing a tax audit for 2022 year. Let me take a folder called 2022. Okay. And in this folder, let me give a subfolder called tax audit. So I can have a subfolder called tax audit, because you can have for 2022 many things. It can be GST audit, it can be stat audit, it can be any other audit. So let us restrict ourselves to tax audit. In this tax audit, let me, I want to create all the folders for every client. Okay, because so that before me starting my tax audit season, I'm ready with the folders. So that even the staff, instead, they creating the folders with their own name. Something is in uppercase, something is in lowercase, we'll get the fever looking into their work. Okay, so once you make a structure, once you make the proper folder, subfolder, they bound to follow that. because when I have given, these all are the folders in which data has restricted, they cannot go out of it. When you say a blank folder, then that means you are just telling them go wherever you want and create whatever you want. This is what the best thing we can do. See, the best part of creating the folders. Let's say I have, let me take first a small text document here. This text document name is demo. Okay. Text file. I'm sure you all know about the text file. Wherever you feel I'm going fast, please stop me. Otherwise, anyway, this recording will be available in the YouTube channel of Vijayawada branch. You can access anytime. Okay. MD is something, is a keyword. Okay. This is, I'm going to make this as a small code, but don't worry, we are not going to write any code of C language or Python or anything. It's a very simple thing. MD, I'll just tell you the meaning of it. Let me put, Saran, commas or space, Kumar, space, let me put Uppalapati, space, Excelism. Let me save this. I saved this folder. I saved this text file, closed. You just need to do very small thing. Friends, are you finding here demo is there? .txt is there? Many a times you may not find this. Okay. Then if you don't find that, I request you go to the more options here and 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. You can go here and I want to see the folder options. Okay, you will find an option called whether extension you want to show. Yeah, go to properties. I think here I may find it. No. Yeah, whether extension is required to show or not. On top, you'll be generally finding an option. Just you can just check it out. Anyway, I'll just show you. On top, somewhere you can spend time and you can find out there is a checkbox called whether extension is required or not. If extension, if it is unchecked, probably you may not find this. If it is checked, you can find it. So you can, this is what the file type. If you go to any of my folder, you'll be finding the file type. For example, not this one. Let me go to today's folder and I can just go here and see, check it out, .xlsx, this .pptx. And if you go here, maybe the other material .pdf, you can find the file type. That is what exactly you're finding. Now I want to change this file type as a batch file. You know, for the batch file, what is an extension? BAT. Just select it, change the file type, click OK. Now what happened? This turned the icon into the batch file like a small setting symbol. Don't worry. Batch file is, once you double click, you will find the batch files. In fact, I forget it. Whenever you download ITR, Java utilities, I'm sure in that folder, you'll find a file called batch or, earlier the Excel utilities and so on. Once you double click this will run automatically. Now let me double click this. Let us see what will happen. 1 second. Yeah. What happened? Once you double click, nothing I have done. Okay. It did at the back end. Okay. Some process. It created 4 different folders for me. Right. So these 4 folders, because I have taken Sharon space, Kumar space, Uppalapati space, Excelism, that means whenever I kept a space, it is trying to understand that these all are 4 different folders, right? Let me delete that. Don't worry, though it is a batch file, you can just go to the more option. You can edit this actually. So let me right click, show more options. Are you finding there is an option called edit? This will get open in the notepad. Now I want to change this in double quotation Sharon and MD in double quotation Kumar. MD in double quotation you, no problem. Save it, close it. That means for each row, when it is trying to do, create a folder for Sharon, create a folder for Kumar, create a folder for you. Okay, you need not to keep even in the double quotation, but double quotation is required in case of subfolders. That's the reason I'm keeping the double quotation, even a single folder. I don't know whether I saved it or not. Let me go it again. So edit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I saved it. Control S, close it. Let me double click. I just double click. Have you seen that? There are 3 different folders it has created. Wow, very good. So let me delete this. Let me edit it and show you something else. So now what I'll be doing, I'll just click the edit. I'll go to Sharon space 1.0 tax audit pre-work. Otherwise, let me put pre-work, right? So let me take this. Then the same pre-work for every client. This is, now let me change the wordings called client, right? Client one. Then 1.0 pre-work. Pre-work is something like initial working papers. Then this is also like for client two. Why I'm giving a backward slash? Because I want to create a client two folder. In that, I want to create a subfolder called 1.0 pre-work. Okay, now let me save it. Now let me close this. Don't worry. Let me double click this. I just did double click. Okay. Wow. There are 3 folders it has created. Now this is client 1 in that 1.0 pre-work. Absolutely great. 2, 3, even 3 is having pre-work and so on. When you have a tax audit, how many different folders which may be required so that a proper documentation will automatically fill. Then now instead of going every time here and doing the changes, for me it is very difficult, obviously, because it is a text one which I cannot edit again and again for every client. So leave it. What I'll be doing now, let's come to the point. I'll just go to my let's go to this folder of today's session. Here I kept a small Excel called company info. I'm not having any direct companies, my client related data. Okay, I'm not going to anyway show that. This is all the companies are listed companies of NSE stock exchange. But anyway, example is example, company is company. So, but where is the address? Or where, what are the subfolders and so on? I don't want anything for the time being. I just want go to the data. If you are using the latest feature of Microsoft Excel, I always appreciate people who are using the latest version of Excel. Now the 2022 is the version. Otherwise, Office 365 monthly subscription, great functionalities and features are there. The meaning, you can do n number of things which can save your time at the time of audit. So what I'll be doing, I can just go to the data tab. There is an option called data type. If you are using 2019 version, if you are connected to the internet, I'm sure this is available. Here, since it's a stock exchange data, just click the stock. It is trying to understand from which stock exchange this script name is there. Okay, once I select it and it does the process here. Don't worry, for some of the stocks, the data it cannot identify because that may not be there or not. I'm not sure, but whatever. Now what I'll be doing, I'm just going to go here, whatever the errors rather, and okay, there are no errors, leave it. So these all are the companies, right? See, automatically the stock script code converted into the company name. Now what I'll be doing, equal to, I'll just take this dot. I want to know the name of this company just for our example today. Okay, not for any other thing. Don't worry, wherever you have a field name, that means that company did not recognize. Leave it. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, so really sorry. So this is what the companies, let me copy this. I'll take it to the new folder, Control V. Let's say these all are my clients. I wish. Okay, then I'll become, world's top 1 auditor, because these all are the listed companies in India. I never be the client. Don't worry, this is the client name. So, right. So what I said, if I want to create these many folders, it may take little time. So just for the restriction, what I can do, I can take, can I make it 25 folders for the time being? Yes. 25, you can keep it, right? So what is the code I said? Equal to, otherwise I want to have a subfolder name, what? 1.0 and so on, right? So what I'll be doing, equal to what I want? MD, right, space, join with, what I want is, otherwise you can just put it like this, even that's fine. MD in double quotation 20, just do the same. I'm going to introduce another functionality of Microsoft Excel, then 1.0 pre-work, okay, pre-audit. This is the subfolder I want to create for all the clients. Okay, so wonderful. Enter. Then when I say MD space in double quotation T, what it does, this feature we call it as a flash fill. It identifies what you have done in the previous step. It exactly replicates. It is trying to give me the preview. Sharon, I understood that you are not doing a great job here. You are just adding some MD. You kept the previous column value into the double quotation and you kept a backward slash. 1.0 pre-audit is a standard text. You kept it. Is it the one you are looking for? Of course, yes. Check it out. Wow. Okay, for all the 24 companies, it has exactly given the same. Now, what I can do, I can simply copy this data. Let me go to my tax audit, this one, right? Already a demo bat. Let me right click. Let me go to the show more details. It may not be there in our case. You can directly get the edit. No problem. Control A, Control V. Wow. So Control C. Yeah, sorry, Control S, save, close it, and yeah, I think yeah, everything is fine. 24 I'm finding. Save it, close it. Now, what should happen ideally? Whenever I double click this, for the year 2022, the tax audit files should come into one place for all my clients. Do you think it come? Do you think it will come? Put in the chat box. It should, right? Let me double click it. Don't worry. Wow. Okay. So what happened, there are 25 items. Leave about that batch file. I'm sorry, I think I moved one file. Yeah. There are 25 items. Every folder came, not only folder, every folder having the subfolder. And if you can use a little Excel skills, you can create subfolder. In that, you can create another folder. You can create another folder so that you can make your structure ready for the audit. Okay. I hope everyone are clear with this. Let me save this. Okay. For folder automation working. Right. So I hope everyone remember this. I request henceforth, please follow this, which save you a lot of time and your entire data will be more structured. Okay. So let me save this, close it. Don't worry, even 1,000 folders, it's going to create. Wonderful, right? So now the engagement part, the engagement letter part, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, now fine. I want to know the address of these companies, these listed companies. As I said, Microsoft has connected this to the backend NSE data, and it has given all these company names. Can I also get the address? I should ideally. I'm sorry. Is there any address or location? For my surprise, it's not there. 1 second. Share article, official name, market cap. Yeah, headquarters. There is no address for my surprise, but don't worry. We will take the headquarters just for the time being. Okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah, this is address. Yeah. Okay. Headquarters itself is the address. Because I can get this from 10, 12 different random data, but I always want directly with some feature. Okay, at least you can learn the feature called a data type. Now, what I'll be doing, I will take this company along with the address, Control C. Now, let me open another Excel file. Okay, Control V. Why I'm doing this, I want even you to have the master data. Now, this is what the client name, and this is what the address. Wow, right? So just keep it. Now, this is the address. You can make it in a proper way because this address has given not in a very systematic way. So maybe while you are making your real address, you always can maybe you can just go here. I can go to the wrap text, but I want to make my row height a little smaller comparatively, so I can just make it. Yeah. Okay. So R8. Wonderful. This is what the one I got it. I got along with the addresses. I request all of you prepare the master data. Okay, this is very late anyway. Another only 30 days is there, but at least for the stat audits or tax audits or whatever in future you are going to do. The advantage of it, you put n number of columns. N number of columns means give this client email ID, or you can have a phone number, or you can also have the director name. Okay, then you can also have DIN number. I surprised recently while reading that MCA notice that when the DIN number not mentioned in the financial statement, so penalized. So once you make this, everything will be set automatically. Don't worry, I'll get these columns very fast. So I can just make a small formula lower of this company name, close bracket, use a function called trim so that uh, trim function does extra spaces, it just remove, right? So what happened, it everything comes in a lowercase. I don't want spaces at all. So let me not waste much of the time. So what I'll be doing, I can write the formula. Maybe I'll share this file. You can find it later. There's a function called substitute. In this function, in this text, wherever there's a space, I can give with a blank text. That means I want to substitute the space with the blank text, and I want to convert it to the lowercase, join with at gmail.com. Let's say all are using the Gmail. Okay, so that we can quickly have the email addresses of all 1315 companies, 1315 companies. Okay, 1315 companies. And also I want to have a very random phone number. Don't worry. There is a simple way of creating a random phone number. In this case, why I'm not having a template to make it ready made. At least you can learn a couple of simple functions. So let's say the phone number starts with a 9, some 10 digits, yeah, with 3 3 3, another 9, right? So if I'm not wrong, these all are 10. Okay, don't be fast. So 3 3 3, yeah, another 1, right? So that 3 3, yeah, 1 2. So that you got some phone number and director name. Anyway, we cannot have it now, leave it. Then you can have the DIN number. It's a 6-digit number, right? So what I'll be doing, I can simply have equal to random to v. I can have 6-digit number. This is 6-digit, right? Yeah, 9999. So let's have it. I'm not sure whether it's a standard 6-digit, whatever the case, right? So director name for the time being, let me remove. Right. So director name also, I think I can get it. Maybe I can have with this. Is there any leader or CEO? Are you finding any name? Yeah. No, not name. Official name. No. Open PE, previous code, volume, year of incorporation, official name. Name is generally the company name. Is there any CEO information here? No, no, no. Okay, leave it. So for the time being, let me remove that column. This is the master data. This can have even, let me say, your GST number, all the details which may be required for your tax audit or stat audit and everything. That means your job is identify the variables in your entire reports. It can be director's report, though I'm talking about session is about tax audit. Generally, I'm covering. So in the tax audit, identify in the engagement letter, what are the variables? Or maybe in the management representation letter, what are the variables? Just identify all those. It may take little time, but make a master data. It is a lifesaver, I'm telling you. Okay. So this data is available now. Let me save this as client master data. Okay. So let me save the same in the same folder, right? So for the time being, what I want is, I don't want all these. Let me make this smaller. So this is clients. Another folder, I just copy pasted. I don't want all the files. I just want maybe 30, right? So 30 is sufficient for me for the time being. Let me save this, close it. Why I have done this job, you know that? I want to prepare an engagement letter. Before preparing an engagement letter, let me show you. You can take any format or if something is already institute has given as a recommendation, take it, edit it for your client purpose and do it. Engagement letter need not to be same for every client, but I'm just telling in a generic way, if the engagement letter is same, then how you can do that. So I have already given one engagement letter for tax audit. This is a PDF. This is what the functionality I always appreciate. Whenever you copy this, whenever you open a Word document, whenever you open the Word document, okay, what happened? Once I do the Control V, it's not in a very great format, right? Again, you have to do the spaces. See, this everything got disturbed. Then what you do? Then we all will go to the Google and convert how to convert the PDF into the Word document. Then you will get I love PDF, small PDF, that PDF. Don't do that. Okay. What I'll be doing, I'll just go to the Word document. I'll open it. Open blank document. You can go to the file. There is an option called, I'm sorry. You can go to the file. There is an option called open. You need not to open the Word document all the time. Just browse it. Browse it for the PDF, what you are looking for. I'm looking in this folder, the PDF of other material in that engagement letter. It processes your PDF. Don't worry, this will give a pop-up message that Word will now convert your PDF to an editable Word format. This may take a while and so on, based on your size of the PDF and so on. Let me also tell you, this may not work in your Word document if you are using very old version. Okay, so I'm not sure from which version it worked. If I'm not wrong, 2013, correct me if I apologize if I'm wrong, but latest version of Office 365, it absolutely work. But for my analysis, if I'm correct, 2013 also it work. If it is 2010 or 7, I doubt. Okay, and also this is the functionality the Word or Excel is having. It's not about the PDF. Okay, don't show this message again. Keep it all the time. It's okay. So put okay. What happened? This is not comparatively. This is absolutely the same format what the PDF copy is. Just check it out. Absolutely the same format. Then if you want, you can just increase the font and everything. But for your surprise, nothing is available here because by default, when you take a PDF copy, that takes into the read only. But don't worry, you can simply go to the file tab, go to the info section. You can just save this document. Let me save this document as a F12 and let me take out engagement letter, year of tax audit, right? Save it, right? So now everything is available. Now you just select this. You can have Calibri light. I generally prefer 15 is the font. Then you can do whatever you want, guys. Okay, how quick it is. But the case is how I can fill the same for all the times. Everywhere people will tell in every webinar, have an engagement letter and so on. Honestly, if I ask you the question out of 106 people, how many of you kept ready of the tax audit engagement letter at your office? Anyone? You need not to answer if it is no. If it is yes, please answer. If you don't answer, I consider by default, all 106 people had to prepare the engagement letters, though I'm sure 50% of tax audits are over. Don't worry. Okay, so what I can do here, let me close this. Anyway, I'm having a predefined engagement letter in the Word document. Okay, so highlight all the variables, prepare it, spend some time preparing this engagement letter. This is very generic, maybe if you feel, but in your case, it may be different, or for the client industry, it may be different and so on. But this can be applicable for all the tax audits or all the audits of statutory and so on. Just as a methodology of technology, I'm just doing this. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Subramaniam. I'm going to do the work of mail merge. What I'll be doing, let's say this is what the tax audit engagement letter, the heading. You can have the date. Again, if you feel the date is date can be different, then you can use a different date. So let me also give you a different formula to build the random date. So I'll just go here. This is what the client list. Where is my data? Client master data, right? Engagement letter date. Okay, so I can have it EL date. So how can you prepare, Mr. Saran, the random dates? Don't worry. Okay, so equal to random between date of 2000. Yeah, excuse me for my ignorance if I go wrong the dates. Okay, so let's say 1st January, they can appoint anytime in the previous, no, sorry, 22, anytime from this period to this period, or this date you can just consider based on your experience, 0-2022 to maybe till August. You can make it at least 1st of August. So 8/1, right? So I have taken the bottom date, lower limit, and I have taken the upper limit. Between that, I want some random date. Control Enter. So I can just convert this into the uh, short date. Copy, paste special value. Why I'm doing this? Otherwise, what happened? These all values will change. I'm not sure whether I have done for DIN number, phone number. Yes, I have done. This is a EL date. So if you want, you can have the date of this engagement letter. So I can have it date, right? So I'm sure because from your office only, you are going to prepare all these. The standard letterhead also, you can make it with a nice color on the top. You can keep it so that that can be as a letterhead instead of wasting the letterheads again and again. Of course, physical printout is required. So you can take the print and save a copy that is anywhere required. So what I'll be doing, there is a beautiful concept called mail merge. I'll just go to the mailings. There is a tab called mailings. Here, as of now, all the fields are disabled. The reason is I did not select any recipients. Let's select recipients, use an existing list. The existing list can be any data source for that matter. That can be SQL, that can be Access, that can be Excel, any data source which it can recognize. For your information, these are all the different data sources it can identify, right? So let me go to this. Let me go to client master data. I think I've saved this file if I'm not wrong. Yes. Let me double click client master data. It's going to ask you a question. Sharon, I can find 2 sheets of Excel. Which sheet you want? I don't want this sheet because this sheet is having all 1300 clients data, but I want this because it's having only 30. So that my work will be easy. So let's take this. It is saying, Sharon, is your first row of your master data having headers? Yes, of course. Let me click OK. So what happened? Immediately, once I take the recipients, edit recipient list, and everything got updated here. So this is the one you can go back and you can check it out, which folders you don't, which columns you don't want, and so on. You can do that, but I want everything. The very important thing out of this entire thing is this one, insert merge field. Earlier, it was not there. If you observe carefully, the headings came here automatically. Okay, so these all are the variables rather. For each client, it is different. Each row is different. Each column is different. So wherever it is required, now the date is there, right? So space, I can have a date field. Where is the date? It is a EL date. Just select it. It will come in this. That means I'm linking my master data into my engagement letter. Now, two. Okay, you can again make your own. This is as an example. You can customize for your purpose. Let me take the client name, comma, enter. Let me take the address. This comes in one line because it is the one which I have taken from the NSC master data. But otherwise, in your regular cases, you can put address 1, address 2, address 3, then state. Then you can also standardize the number of line items here. I forget to mention the PAN number there, but leave it for the time being. I don't have in my example. So the date referred, we refer to the letter dated. Of course, this is not there, but for the time being, let this date be the engagement letter date. And you can also have another column in your master data, whether it's a company or partnership firm or LLP or individual. You can select here. Wherever this is there, you can select here. This is T Satyanarayan company or firm name. So because for all the clients from my company, so obviously it is standard. It is not a variable, but this is variable. Okay, you can put into your master data. And this also can be variable. 3CA for one set of people, 3CB for different set of people. So you can have another column, what is applicable, whether it is 3CA or 3CB. So just identify the variables, link it wherever it is possible, right? So here, in your office, if you have 5 partners, even you can have it 5 different partners name. Just for the time's sake, I'm just Satyanarayana and go. So chartered accountants. So this is what the firm name is. I'm just trying to identify why it's coming here. Is it a table? Okay, fine. So chartered accountants, let me have this. For a number, you can have some XXXX. Just for the time being, I'm keeping. So it is CA Saran Kumar U. CA Saran Kumar U. You can have it, the managing partner. Managing partner. Right? So date of signature, Hyderabad, acknowledged on behalf of the client name. So let me take the variable of client name here. I can just go to the insert mail, client name. Then you can just remove the unnecessary data. If the director name is also available, keep the director name. I'm not keeping any director name for the time being. For everyone, let me put X, Y, Z. But this one, let me keep it as a date. And this one, let me put a D number. Okay, otherwise this as a D number, this is a date. Anyway, date of signature, this is the one. So this one looks a little odd. So XYZ ABC PQR. This is the standard name. Save it. Okay. I hope all are clear what I'm doing. I've saved this document also. Now, guys, this is the place where you can see the preview of all the items. Just click it. Wow. You can see the first document of the client with the address and everything, right? So along with the client name, client DIN number. I'm sorry, I forget to give the DIN number link here. So let's go here and give a DIN number link, insert mail merge, DIN number. And I think email, phone number is also there. It's good if you can give that. So email, you can take this one, and you can also have phone number. So phone number, you can have another mail merge field called phone number. Full stop, right? Save it. Now have a preview fields. Wow, email, phone number, and everything is the count. There's the second document, third document, and so on. But if you want all the documents, what you can do? Simple. Finish, edit individual documents. Okay, just click it. From which document to which document you want? I want all the documents, all 30 documents for all the clients. Let me click OK. What happened, Now it is going to take the master data, fill the variables, prepare a document for you. Okay, it is just leave it on the top. Let me click OK. Wow. Just wait for some time. It is taking little time, or is it time? Only one. Oh, 1 second. It should, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I forget to mention one point. See here, everything it's going to give one below other, right? So here, if you go, this is for the first client, and this is for the second client. If you observe carefully, this is for the third client, this is for the fourth client, this is for the fifth client, and so on. Okay, for all the clients, if you say 5 pages into 30 clients, don't worry, it's going to give you 150 pages. Okay, don't worry, it will take little time. So this is first page, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page. So 30 into 50, 30 into 5 is 150 pages will come. Yeah, 145 pages. I think it's 34 because 29 only. So that's the reason it has taken, see, 145 pages. All the documents scale. But Sharon, if I have 100 clients, each client document is 5 pages. I may need to again go and segregate this. Don't worry. I forget to save that macro. I made a small, there was a small macro, not I have made, but I customized it. I will just take it if it is there somewhere into my, just give me 1 minute if you don't mind. I actually forget that one to keep it into my folder. Quickly, 1 minute. Just want to show you. Yeah, let me open this. There's one Word document which I kept here. Control A. Okay. I can just copy this. Guys, what is this? This is a small macro. What this macro does, let me do Control C. Word document, right? Control C. You can just go to your Word document. Very simple. This is like a Excel macro. If you visit my classes of Vijayawada branch, you'll find one session on the macros. So you can just go to customize ribbon menu. And there should be an option called developer like Microsoft Excel, because Word document is also having a Visual Basic application. Just go to the developer, go to the Visual Basic. So this is like projects, and this is like document 2, and right click here, and you can have insert a module wherever you want. So I can just right click and I can insert a module and just copy paste your code here. Okay, so some code may be wrong, but leave it. I'll make a proper code and give it to you. Okay, this is your proper mail merge. Okay, mail merge code. So I'll give it to you, but this is the way you can make it. Just save it. Once you save and close, this you can find in the macros. And this one, once you run, what will happen? Every document, not only, I'll tell you what will happen at the master data. Let me open the client master data. Client master data. Yeah, it's okay. Read only. Now I'll have another two columns here. I'll have another two columns. What it's going to do, I'll have the folder path. Folder path. This is for the Word document, right? This is the folder subpath. Okay, so this is also folder path. This is for the PDF. What the macro which I have given it to you is, it is going to open one document, it will convert into the PDF, it's going to store into your path, folder path. So if I combine the previous topic with this topic of mail merge, what I can do, once I create the folders, that path I can keep it here. So here the path could be what? The name of the company, engage pre-documents. Okay, the name of the company /1.0 pre-document. So that what will happen if you just, it is very simple. Don't worry. What I'll be doing, this join with, then /, I can have the /, then 1.0 pre-audit. All right. So in this, I want to have name of your engagement letter. So engagement letter. So engage, otherwise you leave it as it is, right? Just enter, copy and paste. This is the folder. This is the same folder you want even for the PDF. Control C, Control V, copy and paste. Okay. Once you keep like this, okay, once you run the macro, what happened, it is not only just going to take this one. Okay, this will come because once you take the mail merge, that will come here. I'll just explain you how it does the work at the backend. It will come here into the mail merge field, those two fields also, right? Once it comes into the mail merge, it will not process for everything. It will go to the finish. It will go to edit individual document from 1 to 1 because it's a first item. It will prepare a document for you. Let me click 1, another document will get open. Then it's going to save into a folder of the mail merge field 8. Then it will close this file. Then it will convert the same file into the PDF, save into the same folder, it will close. Then again, it does a work of second one. Now let me close this without saving. Then again, it will go here. It will edit the document from 2 to 2. Then it will click OK. Another Word will open. It's going to save it. Then third record, save it. Fourth record, save it. Fifth record, save it. But where it's going to save, it's going to save into this path. This path I have already created with just double click, right? That means all the engagement letters of my entire work will ready with just 10 to 15 minutes job. If this master data is ready with you, in fact, if real master data, if you want to make for your clients, you can make it 100 columns. Whether it is required or not, leave it. Keep it 100 columns. Every damn data, the number of the first director, second director, third director, or whether it's a company or firm or trust, what is the PAN number, what is the GST number, how many branches it is having. Maybe in some other report, it may be required. You need to put number of branches they are operating. Okay. So what is the currency in which they are dealing? And what is the engagement letter dated? What is the initial date of appointment letter, whether it's appointment or reappointment, and for the financial year, what you are preparing. I'm sure 100 columns will come. If 5 chartered accountants sit together for one day on this topic of creating a master data, we can make the excellent master data. Okay. In fact, I welcome the people who are having good knowledge on the function side. I'm not an expert, maybe with the support of you people. This is what the real service we can do back to the provision. If we can prepare one document, maybe updating for all the clients at a time will take a lot of time for any chartered accountants if we give that template. But next time, if a new client come, Adding 100 fields for a new client will not take much time, because you can ask his staff to keep the data, and you can have n number of tools like the mail merge, creating the folders and so on. Before peer review stepping into your office, you click couple of folders, couple of buttons, your engagement letters and everything will get ready. Okay, I'm not saying you need to do that. Of course, engagement letter should be there, you should get signed and so on. But I'm just trying to tell you, at least you will have the documents in place. This is possible. As an individual, maybe my strength is not sufficient to prepare such type of documents, because it should have a functional knowledge of great, making sure that every company wise statute audit related, tax audit related, transfer pricing related, all the sections, then let it be 100 columns. See, why SAP is a great ERP? Tally is a small ERP in the world. It's not because of SAP is something having a different accounting policies, or both are following absolutely the double entry system. But in the Tally, if you, before you enter the data, maximum 5 fields we enter for any entry, 10 fields, 20 fields maximum. But in SAP, one particular entry, if you want to post, it itself capture impliedly 20 to 30 parameters, and explicitly it asks for another 30 to 50 parameters. That means at the backend, there are 50 parameters for a single entry in the sense, not accounting, single journal entry. Okay, it is capturing. Understand, because of the data it is having, it can create n number of reports for you. At the backend, if you see the SQL server of SAP, thousands of tables are there. Whatever the table, based on your requirement, get the SQL guy, customize it, you will get that will get ready. Okay, of course, that can be done in Microsoft Excel, using the Word document, using the small automation tools. You need not to go anywhere. That is what my part of doing this. I hope as long as you understand the concept, I appreciate this. Yeah. Sir, Mrinal, today's session is more on tax audit and using the technology to make our work easier. But certainly, it's not even my only job. I'm sure we all can make together and make different. Vijayawada branch is always vibrant in that way of making the subgroups and creating the content. But certainly, we can have another session on the ERPs exclusively that make it as Oracle or SAP and so on. Yeah. Please cover ERPs except Tally. As I said, I mentioned in my opening remarks, as many people are MSME sector and having a Tally software. So 80% we tend to cover a Tally, but certainly the concepts are same. If it is an SAP or Oracle, there is a standard SQL databases at the backend. Just connect from your Excel to the databases, get whatever the table you want and start doing the analysis. There is no much unstructured data conversion to the structured data in ERPs, because the data is already into structured. But if you don't have a knowledge of ODBC of Tally, then probably you need to use ODBC related and so on. Data, unstructured data conversion to the structured data. I hope everyone understood this mail merge concept. I'm just saving this. I don't, why it's not saving, no problem. Let me save this data. Let me save this data in the same folder. Yeah, of today's session, clients data, clients master data. Yes. Cannot access read-only document, no problem. Okay, just save it as a different Excel file. I am not sure. Okay, copy, let it be. Close it. Okay, so I am also keeping the same engagement letter with this link as it is. I'm just saving this file. Don't worry, after the session today, I'm going to share this entire data with you. I'll remove something which is not really required. Yeah, this is not a question. Mrinal, sir, your presentation is unique and out. Thank you. Yeah. So I thought it's a question, so I read it. Let me go into the next part. Okay, till now I did not generally this is, yeah, even I feel today's session is generally out of my regular sessions, because I don't cover much towards Word and other tools. But today I thought these are required, because this is what lacking in our regular day-to-day work. Okay, now let me take something, the daybook directly. I'm coming into the point. Yeah, before going into that, let me take a little time of understanding. Guys, this is what I prepared from my end, one small document I'll gonna share with you. I tried keeping different colors wherever I kept a color, thick color of green. That means using definitely the Excel features, you can do a lot of analysis. Light is basically something by observing the documents you can identify and so on. Where I have not covered anything is something you can based on your experience of looking into the document or discussion with the client and so on, you can do that. There's a very small document. If you can keep it also this type of thing, it is always helpful to you, right? So before expiry of time prescribed under section 200A. Okay, that's fine. So this is all the clauses of your 3CD, right? So 3CD, first 7 items, 8 items is nothing. Actually, this one very simple. You can fill the data. So you can keep this type of format. Of course, if you can create a format like yeah, there's a question. How many auditors are quite efficient in using your methods? Not sure. See, I cannot answer that. Whoever, uh, yeah, whoever attending the sessions should use it and let Vijayawada branch know. They'll definitely appreciate, because this is really required. People should use it. Not sure how many are really using this, but I wish people should use this. This Excel file is to be prepared manually first. Yeah. Yes, of course, Jerome. Some point we need to start working, right? We should prepare manually first. There is no doubt. But next time your job is easy when a new client come. So because every day 100 clients will not come, right? Maybe once in a week, one new client, prepare it and so on. So yeah, manual job is obviously required initial time. Yes. Okay. You can prepare maybe for filling the part here, this type of document, so that error free will be there. And friends, this is one document I have taken from not internal document. This should be public document. Many people, when you take the utility, you don't look into the other folders of your utility. Basically, those all are into Java or JSON or XML format. But if you observe, there is a lot of information you can get it. So what is this one is? These all are the different type of errors you will get it while you are filling your tax audit. So, okay, so I'm not saying this everything you need to have a look, but if you have a time, just start looking into these type of things so that you will have a confidence while filling the data. What must be the one you need to understand and careful. Okay, I made a small pivot table of this one. There are 664 different type of errors were required. That means field is mandatory. That means out of your entire tax audit, 664 fields are mandatory. If you make a customer wise, client wise 664 column of data, entire tax audit can be automated without filling. That's what indirectly the point which I would like to tell. So in case of 137 sections are talking about invalid data. 109 errors will come in cases of where your firm name, you are saying it's only 3 digits or 4 digits, you will not accept. Membership number of a chartered accountant, 3 digits, 4 digits, it will not accept. GST number, you are saying 10 digits, will not accept. So maybe in length related 109 errors, another required. I think both are same. Then regex related, invalid data, invalid date related. Okay, these all are different types of errors. You can just glance before going into your audit once I share this document with you. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. When you start doing the analysis, maybe at the initial stage for capital expenses, what type of different books are things you need to class, or maybe FAFD register, FA register, fixed asset register, when you take it, how many classes are impacting this FA register? So that if I take a register, at least 4 different classes are participating and so on. When you take an employee register, how many classes? Make this type of standard template with your experience. I'm sure the work will be much more easier. This is just the index of income tax sections, because after all, we are doing a tax audit. Suddenly one question may be there with respect to X section or Y section. Then immediately we will look around what is the section. Then if you are outside, anyway, book is not available, we'll go to Google. If you are at office, we'll take a Bayer Act and we'll start looking into that. But I'll just tell you a small thing. In fact, I've covered in n number of sessions. The custom list. The custom list is basically, I want to have all these sections into my Excel. Whatever the Excel I open, I want to know for each section, what is the description? It's very simple. Select this data, go to the file tab, go to options. Are you funding? There is an advanced. Yes. Once you go to the advanced, go to the end. There is an option called edit custom list. Already in the edit custom list, there are n number of items are there. Since it's already there, I'm not doing that. But otherwise, if it is already not there, because 90% of the cases, all the index of all sections, I always keep it. Otherwise, if it is already not there, then you just take this. Okay. Then click import. Then it's going to ask you, do you want to import row as a list or column as a list? Take each row as a list, because if you take columns, only 2 lists will come. Let me take row as a list, so that how many lists will be there, how many sections are there, each section 1 list. Then click OK. So if I click OK, duplicates are there, so it's not going to accept. Otherwise, if it is already not there, it's going to accept it. Then once it accepts, then what happened, later, if I open any section for that matter, I closed that file. Okay. Let me open a blank Excel file. Or else let me open this Excel also, close this Excel also. Let me close even this one also. Right? Let me open a blank Excel file, pure now. Let me open that. Let me take blank Excel. Right? You asked me one question about which section of income tax, any section. Sir, will you share this file with us? Lalita, I share every file which I'm going to prepare. I'm preparing today. Okay, I'm going to share exactly the same. I'll just check it out 1 or 2 files, maybe if any my client related data which I fabricated is still there, I'll remove it. Otherwise, I'll share this. I'll share all these files with you. Don't worry. Okay. So, can you please share this as it is already? I'll do that. I'll do that. Don't worry, Srivina. Okay. So I'm just asking you. Tell me any section. I'll tell you what is the description. Just put in the message. Yeah, Zero. Of course, Excel can convert your PDF data into the Excel, but that is relevant in case of your tables for the analysis. If it is a text, convert in the Word. If it is tables, convert into PDF. Don't worry, I'm going to cover that. Right. So let's say I want to have, since you are not telling, Income Tax Act section number 82. I'm not sure which section. I'm not an expert of income tax, but let me say. It's got omitted. Oh my God. Let me take a section number 142. I even don't know what is this section. Inquiry before the assessment. Let me have Income Tax Act section number 131. Right? Power regarding discovery and production of evidence and so on. See how simple it is. Right? Always have an habit of keeping all the index which you generally deal with. I'm not a regular tax practitioner, or I don't do much of the statutory audits, because our assignments are more into process audits and systems related automation. But the people who are dealing with more of law litigation, keep all the index sections into your custom data, so that it can be a ready reckoner. When you are trying to look into one particular section, you need not to go anywhere, just drag it, you will get it. As simple as it. Okay. So that is what the custom list I would like to talk about. I hope everyone got the point, what I'm saying. Great. Now let me open this daybook. Till here, any question? I should have covered all these little fast, but important concepts I'm covering now, but okay. Yeah, Mrinal, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate. In fact, I'll be happy if you all use these and share your feedback to Vijayawada branch. They'll be more happy. They'll get the encouragement to conduct n number of sessions on this. Okay. Will custom list be synced at other 4 pieces if the same Microsoft Excel is logged in? I doubt. No. I doubt. I never tried, but very valid question. But you try it, because. But I doubt, because application is standard at your office, so at your system. So once you load in any Excel in your system, it will work. But I doubt about the other systems. If not, it will not take much time. Maybe the same Excel, you just send across an email, let them open, do the custom list. I'm sure that work. Yeah. Venkatraman, sir, you are too fast. Okay. I'll go slow now. Yeah, the time limited is 2 hours. So trying to at least cover many things. And again, Venkatraman, apologize anyway if I'm very fast. But the point I always would like to take before any sessions are, you can, this is not a workshop. It's not something you cannot learn because every feature is a 1 hour topic. But I try to cover many things. The reason is you can go back, spend more time. There is n number of videos are available, n number of PowerPoints are available. There are many people who are having great subject than me. Their videos are available. Go to Udemy. Free lectures are there in Udemy. Go and start making it. But if you should first know that there is a feature called mail merge, then you can excel because we all are chartered accountant. You can just go and spend some time. But my only point of my sessions is introducing you many things so that you can, if you are interested, if you feel that particular feature give you a lot of scope for the value addition or automation, then go back and at least delegate to your staff. They can learn it and they can implement it. Okay. Again, Venkatraman, I'm sure by the end of today's session, I request someone from Vijayawada branch, maybe Ramesh, if he is available, please share a link of 50 hours of my Excel course of for the Vijayawada branch, which is freely available in the YouTube channel. I request after the tax audit season, every day, if your office is having 10 people, give a projector, let them at least every day half an hour. 50 hours is 100 days. Let them practice so that at least after 50 days or 100 days, their Excel skills will be definitely better. Okay, there I have covered everything elaborate. Okay, fine. This is the tally data. So I would like to introduce some new concepts in today's session with the Etl tool. Okay, but whenever you find the data like this with the different colors and so on, this is not a very useful data. So I don't want to go into opening a tally, how to export the tally data. Exporting the tally data. I'm sure everyone knows about it, but let me copy this or else, yeah. Let me just take this into the new sheet. This is a working sheet. This is always a good habit, I always feel, because raw data, always don't touch it. So that if something goes wrong with my analysis or while doing the filters, removing and so on, my daybook is always ready. Don't worry. Right. So the uniqueness of SAP, Oracle, and Tally, I always feel is why SAP and Tally. One unique part which I like more there than the Tally is having a concept called voucher type. And also, of course, SAP does having the same. The document number, if Tally can have, okay, and which cannot be edited, I'm sure many things can be settled down. In the SAP, there is a concept called document number. Every journal entry which we post, there is a document number generated. Of course, there is a voucher type and everything, though there, but document numbers is something which is always unique, through which you can do n number of analysis. See, first is first. I don't want any format what the Tally gave us because I don't like it. Let's go to the home tab. See, creating a Tally will take a lot of time, but removing that format is very simple for us. Go to the home tab. Here, I'm sure in the editing, you have a section called erase a symbol. Don't do clear all. Everything will get erased. Clear only format. Done. Don't worry. Okay. So formats are gone away. Now remove this. Everything is not required for me. Okay. This is also not required. Then this is the data, unstructured data. I know that we can make it as a structured data. Don't worry. Control Shift End. Okay. So that I can select from the first cell to the last. Then you can simply go to the data, filters. Filter is something, a beautiful thing. 80% of our PA work is on filters. Okay, just make highlights on the board. Remove the unnecessary columns. I don't want this column. I don't want any of these columns. 1 second. Just control minus, not required for me. Though voucher type and voucher number also not required, but keep it maybe for a quick grouping and so on. Right? This must be into the date format, home tab. Just go here. Am I going anywhere wrong? Yeah. Keep it into the short date format. Okay, we all know that other than date and blanks, if I find anything here, that means that is something not required to me because it's a date column. So what I'll be doing, select everything, remove dates, remove blanks, This is not required to me at all. Maybe this is an extra narration which is there. Remove this. This is whatever perfect data. Having debit or credit, credit can be more than one entry, one line item, debit can be more than one line item, but these all are the transactions. I said document number is not there in the tally. If it is there, probably our work is very easy to do a lot of analysis, but don't worry, we can create a document number. So how we can create a document number? The document number meaning is this entire data belongs to one document, one entry. Okay. And friends, one more thing. There is a narration here. You can keep the narration also. You can also remove. For the time being, let me remove the narration. Of course, this narration also you can keep it into another column. You can do that. But since lack of time is there to cover more important aspects, what I'm going to do, I will take 1 second. Yeah, I'll take all the numbers here. These all are the debits. What I'll be doing, I can put this into a color of maybe this. Okay, you'll get to know why I'm doing this, right? Let me take all the numbers here. Let me put into this color. This is one way of removing other than those. Okay, so now you remove it. Now, what is the meaning of it? These are all line items I want. These are all line items I want. The colored line items. Just filter by color. Filter by color. That means these all are the one which is really required for me. Okay. Other than these colored items, I want to remove. So what I'll be doing, I will just go here, select only these numbers, go to the end. Sorry, select, I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to select filter by color, only no fill. These all are not required because these all are the narration. So what I'll be doing, Control Shift End, select these, Control minus, so that I can delete the entire row. I hope everyone understood what I have done. I want to keep only the value where debit is there, credit is there. But if you remove blanks from the debit, if I just only select this and select only blanks, my blanks are also having credits. Here also you can select the blanks. Any method is fine. Now there are no blanks. Any method is fine. Don't worry. Okay. So this is the way I can keep only debits and credits. This is one method. Now let me do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So let me give you a second method also. That is easy than this. Let me also remove the colors. Yeah. Remove the colors. Right. Remove the colors. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one where we have done, right? Now what I'll be doing, now what I'll just take the blanks here. 1 second. Go here. Let me take the blanks. Select only select blanks. Right? From here also, let me only select blanks. Now delete this. This is exactly the same what you have done. Control minus, delete entire row. Okay, let this delete. Yeah, wonderful. Right now, my entire data is there, but the document number is important because that is what the unique one through which I can do the analysis. What I can do, I can write a small if function. Friends, what this if function does. If there is a date here, if this is a blank, what is the meaning of it? If it is a blank, that means above transaction is running. Yes or no? That means take the above cell value. If it is not a blank, if it is not a blank in the sense what it is a date. If it is a date, new transaction. So above cell plus 1. Wow, this is 1 because this is a date. If this is a date, above cell plus 1. Just copy paste. Wow. Okay. Friends, sometimes this apparently looks like a blank, but it may not be blank. It may be non-printable character. Non-printable character in the sense, this irritates many a times, whenever we really do the analysis in case of Excel data. Just to give you as an example, don't ask me what exactly I'm doing. I'll explain later. So let me just copy paste. Oh, sorry. Let me copy paste till 255 Yeah. Guys, are you finding there are many characters here? Many characters? Yes. These are all of the characters. We call it as a ASCII code. Okay. Your Excel recognized maximum 255 characters because ASCII code is maximum 255 characters which can be recognized in your systems. From 256, this is not there. So it is value error, leave it. These many characters are there in my computer, which I can use it. But these all are the characters, we don't regularly use it, but it is there. Excel can understand. But some of the characters are not available in my Excel. That's the reason it is showing this symbol. Sometimes you'll find this symbol. That means we think it's corrupted. It may be corrupted, but you may not understand, but Excel can understand what exactly this is, what exactly this symbol meaning is. So just for your information, let me copy this, paste special value, F2, what this is. I'll ask a question to the audience. Friends, can you tell me what is there in this cell? Space? Yes. Anyone, please put in the chat box. Okay. This is a blank, is it? But there's a character here. There's one character. It cannot be blank. There's one character. Don't worry. Okay. From here, I'm starting. Just I'm keeping in yellow color just for the identification. It looks like a blank, but it is not a blank. There is a character. This is also looking like a blank. Copy this, paste special values, right? Here also there is something. Here also there is something. Let me keep this into the yellow color. This all looks blank. Yeah. Okay. So this all looks blank, but for Excel, it's not blank. It's a character. How do you know it's a character? Let me use a code function. As per the ASCII, this character belongs to which code? Copy, paste, special. Okay, copy, drag it. This is the second code. This is the 9th code. This is the 10th code. Yeah, that means your Excel is recognizing. Many times the problem you'll get it, you know what? Let me copy this. There will be many things like this. Then you will be having a 345, some number, Control V, then Control V, paste it. Now let me take this one is like this, Control C, Control V. Then let me take this number is only this character, then 5625. Then this may be something else. This may be just 7, or this may be something. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This may be 3, 4, 5. Right? Then in these cases, we know that we think there is a space. Then immediately what we do, we will select this, Control H. Then what will happen? The Control H is basically the replace. We will try to replace this space with nothing, replace all. For our surprise, it is saying, Mr. Saran, you cannot do that. Close. Then what we can do? Can you do any calculation for this? This plus 10. Excel will throw an error. We think it's a number, but it's not a number for your information. Okay, so this is a non-printable characters. Many a times you'll find it, especially the people who deal with the data, which is coming from the external source. That can be web, that can be ERP, or that can be other applications. Okay, in those cases, let me tell you a small function called clean. What is this function? Remove all non-printable characters from the text. This cannot be printed. All those characters, please remove. So clean is the function. Copy and paste. Now you start using, let's say I want to add 10. Of course, it does. Print function removes the extra spaces. Clean function removes the non-printable characters of Microsoft Excel. So that is very important thing to take care. So make sure that you understand. Right. So I have taken a formula here. I hope everyone understood this formula. Any question, please let me know. This formula create a document number for every journal entry for my analysis. Now copy this, paste special values. Then you can just go here. But before doing a paste special value, now I can just paste here. Formula for doc number. Formula for doc number. Right. Just go here. Copy, paste special value. Now you can put a doc number. Why I made this paste special value? Can anyone tell? I can directly write a doc number, right? But the reason is I have written a formula here. If this is a date, above 1 plus 1, doc number plus 1 will become a value error. That's the reason I made copy paste special values. Then I have taken a doc number. So I hope my data is a little clean comparatively, the one which I have taken from my tally now. Don't worry, this on which we can do a lot of things. Now, what I want is, I want this date to be filled below. So what I can do, just select from here till the end. I want only this column. So take this column, select this entire column, right? So there are many ways you can do this. F5 is a shortcut, one of the very important shortcut. I feel this is an auditor shortcut. Go to special, go to blanks, click OK. Oh, what happened, Whenever I say blank, it is saying, Mr. Saran, no blank is there. This is what exactly I told you. That means there is some character which is invisible is there. Here it can be blank. I hope everyone understood what I'm saying. But whenever I'm trying to select the blanks, F5, special, select blanks, it is saying there are no blanks. So what I can do, I can just go here, select blanks, select this. What I can do, can anyone tell now? Can anyone tell now what I can do? I've selected this entire blanks data. You can go to the home tab. You can go to this clear all. Even if any non-printable character is there, it is going to erase. Otherwise, you can put in a formula here, clean function, then copy paste these values there. Instead, this is the simplest way. Okay. So now you remove the filter. Now you select this entire data, right? So this is the data I want to select. F5, special, blanks. Wow, it has selected. Have you seen? Earlier it has not selected. Now it has selected because it's a non-printable character equal to this. Above cell, control enter. If I do control press enter, if you clean, if you won't clean, will it affect the data and numbers? See, it's a blank, it will not affect your data, but if it is part of the numbers, of course, it is not a number. It is a text having some non-printable characters. You cannot apply a formula on that. You cannot add, you cannot subtract, you cannot do any arithmetic operations on that. Zero, I hope you got the point. Yeah, okay. So, I have taken above cell. Control plus enter is a shortcut to fill the same data below. As simple as it. Okay, so I hope everyone understood this particular small function. Otherwise, again, I'm telling you, second time, equal to above cell, control plus enter, so that the same above cell value will appear in the entire selected area, right? In fact, I want the same for the voucher type also. So I don't know why the blank vouchers are also there for my surprise, but it's okay. Let me select all. Let me ignore that. So control end. So for these two columns, but before doing that, yeah, F5. So F5, I'm sorry, 1 second. F5, then special blanks. Again, it is not identifying the blanks because there are no blanks. Why? It can be non-printable character. Who knows? So let me select this. What I need to do, I just told you, go to the clear all, right? Wonderful. Now, just go here, select these two columns. Yeah, select these two columns, Control Shift Home. Yeah, F5, special, then blanks, of course, you can find now, equal to above cell, Control plus Enter. Wonderful. Here, there is some blank item, so that's the reason it has given, that's fine. But anyway, these two columns I'm not going to use much, but copy, paste special values. Wow, this is a very beautiful standard document on which I can do a lot of analysis using pivot table, taking this into the Power Query, do whatever you want. See, basically, if you take the cash transactions, you will find only the cash or the relevant cash part. Okay, all you will find cash and all the entries, but the second entry of the cash, you will not find it. Example, let's say cash is there, another 5 lines we have taken for different items. If I go and select the cash ledger, all the cash only will come. The other leg of the credit or debit will not appear. Okay, so what through this document number we can do many things. But anyway, let me put this as non-printable characters, and let me take this as formulas. Okay, so let me keep this as a working file properly. Let me keep this as a number of document. This is one, and this is important. Okay, so now what I'll be doing, I can convert this entire data. What I'll do, I can convert this entire data into a table format. So I can go to the home tab. I can select any of the format as a table. Automatically, it will convert into the table. I'll tell you the reason why I'm converting this data into the tabular format, but just for the time being, either you can go to the insert tab, select table, or go to the home tab, format as a table, or use a shortcut Control plus T. So once I do the shortcut called Control plus T, it's going to give this message. Where is the table data to be placed? Same place. Okay, whether your table is having headers, yes, select it. Once you click OK, now this became a table. Guys, let me introduce you a concept called ETL tool. Okay, one of the very powerful tool, ETL. This is gonna be the future. If you learn early, your life will be much better. Anyway, you need to learn, irrespective of your practice, wherever you are, because you all will get to know, remember me after 3-4 years, how important this particular Power Query is. In Microsoft Excel, Power Query is an ETL tool. We call the Power Query as an ETL tool because it does a lot of work in the Excel. First, let me tell you what exactly the ETL, then let me explain how it works in Excel. Extract, it can transform, it can load. That means the tool can extract the data from different sources. It can be Excel, it can be folder, it can be file PDF, it can be SQL database, it can be SAP SQL database, it can be Oracle database, it can be Power BI database, it can be Azure, anywhere. Let the data be there. There are almost hundreds of connections are there at the Microsoft Power Query. It can get the data. Okay. Once it gets the data, it may not be into the right format. Okay, I need to do the data transformation. For your information, the transformation is nothing but the work which I have done just now, right? This entire work you need not to do in Excel. You can do in the backend transformation, so that next time for every client, whenever you keep a daybook here, click a button so that this entire transformation will come automatically. That is the meaning of the Power Query and ETL tool, because it remember all the transformation steps you have done. Can you remember all the steps just now what I have done from converting daybook to the working? You may miss one step. Okay, but if you can do this transformation in the Power Query, okay, then what will happen, all the steps it store in the memory. Next time, whenever you refresh, it will take the source of this sheet. It does all the steps and it's going to give you this data. That is the beauty of the Power Query. Okay, so different sources transform into different fashion, different ways for different ways, and load either into MS Excel or into the Power BI report, load for the analysis. This is what the meaning of ETL. The ETL which I'm presenting today is Power Query. Okay, Power Query is part of your Microsoft Excel, your Power BI, your data flow, okay, and so on. And the Power Query is having formula language called M formula. How your Microsoft Excel is having the formulas, Power Query is having M formula. M formula in the sense mashup formula. Mashup is basically the cleansing activity, data preparation formulas, we call this. Okay, so don't worry, I'm not going much deeper into this. This is only the intro part of Power Query. Okay, since the time is very less, I'm just tell you the steps, the purpose of converting this into the data. Okay, so let me go to the data. Okay, let me now you can take just what the purpose of this is. Now what I can do, I can have, first of all, how many unique ledgers are there. So I can have unique ledgers, right? How to get the unique ledgers here? Very simple. Go to the working, copy these particulars, paste here, remove the duplicates. That's an old days style. Don't worry, I can do in this way. Unique, right? So go here, select this column, enter. Wow, all the unique items came. Tomorrow, if my data gets changed, this will also change, don't worry. Okay, this is what the unique items. You can have copy paste special values. This is what my list of ledgers. The last one is not required, it is 0. These all are the different ledgers. Okay, opening balance doesn't have much meaning. You can just start looking into this. There are n number of ledgers are there. I can start analyzing this data if I want. Okay, so what I can do, I can take this data into my Power Query. I can take this data also into my Power Query. To take this data into my Power Query, let me convert this data into the table. Okay, so let me take this data into Power Query. What I can do, I can go to the data from this table. Yeah, don't worry. Again, I'm telling you, Power Query is do for one client. For any rule you have, do once. For all other people, it does automatically. Okay, friends, here it is not giving the 0. The reason is it is identifying this as something else. Okay, so it is still the orchard. That's fine. These all are the null values. I want to convert these null values into 0. That's fine. Not a problem. Yeah, it is trying to load the data. Let the data be loaded. Yeah, because there is a lot of data it's trying to load. That's fine. Okay, so it has loaded the data. Now I can change this query name as master. I told you, right? It recognize all the steps. It's going to load all the steps here. My document number is here, date is here. Let me convert this into the date format. Okay, replace current. I can see here on the top, are there any errors? Whenever you find a red color, this means it is an error. But whenever you find this gray color, that means those are all the null values, blanks. Okay, so this automatically recognized as a text, ABC text, 1.2 decimal, 1.2, that means it's a decimal. Okay, let me close and load. I told you, right? I have extracted the data. I did some transformation. I can do n number of transformation and I can load the data back to my Excel if required. But already my data is there in Excel. I don't want to do that. Create only as a connection. All right. So close this. Now unique ledgers also let me take there. So from this table, let me give all ledgers, right? Not a problem. Close and load to. Only create as a connection, click OK. Normally what you do, if you want to get the data for all these ledgers, you will have a VLOOKUP function and so on. What I'll be doing, for example, I want to make a sample ledger, right? I can have sample. I can have a drop down here. The drop down can be list. What is the list? I can take from the unique ledgers from here to here, not a problem. Now I want to start analyzing the freight. I want to get all the freight related data, all the freight related journal entries into one sheet. That is what my purpose is. What I can do, again, take this data into the Power Query. It will automatically convert it to the table. I am converting everything into the table for your information. Okay, let me keep this as sample GL, right? So let this be not a problem. Now close and load to. I also don't want this, create as a connection. Now I'll ask you a question. Anyone from the participants can answer this. Guys, if I want to get the freight related data from this working, what I should do? I should do copy paste special values. Sorry, I should do VLOOKUP function. So go to here, write the VLOOKUP function and so on. But if you do the VLOOKUP function, only this line item will come. But I want all the line items. Once you get these line items, then you take the document number, again write a VLOOKUP function, then for that document number, all items will come. That means freight is there, right? So that means in this third entry, I'm having a file. I want this entire entry. I hope you're getting a point what I'm saying, right? This entire entry I want to further analysis. But when you do a VLOOKUP function, only this will come, not everything will come. So for which I need to first get the document number, remove the duplicates of the document number, then again VLOOKUP function with the document number so that you can get it. You should do a lot of work. That work I can do in the Power Query. Little advanced, but don't worry. I want to introduce you this so that you can appreciate how great work we are doing. Now I want to introduce you a concept called merge. I want to merge two data sets here. The first data set is let's take the master data, right? The second data set is sample data. Okay, sample GL. Now let me select particulars here, sample here, because these two are the GLs. So that what it is saying, out of this data, okay, how many items are matching with the freight? Only those will remain. I'm sure you all understand what I'm saying. Only those line items will remain. There are 6 different types of joins you can do. Left outer join in the sense, whatever appearing here, only that items will come from this table. Then right outer join, only the items from second table, from the first table. Full outer joins, both will come from every table and so on. In this case, what I want is, I want everything from the left side, but only available in the right side. Okay, so that only the freight will come. Okay, so otherwise you can take the right outer join. Every item which is matching from here to here, only those items will come. So let me take the left outer join. Okay, so once you take this left outer join, only matching will come. If you take inner join, what is the meaning of it? Only the matching items will come. But in this case, I exactly need the matching items. So left outer join in the sense, everything from this table will come, but only the matching items from this table will come. Right outer join in the sense, everything from this table will come, but only the matching items from this table. Inner join, I want only the matching items. Let me click OK. I think whoever there, sir, Ravikishore sir, I really want, just give me 5 minutes, sir. I can wrap up. Okay,
yes, yes,
so
yes, sir. Definitely you can.
Yeah, what happened, here with this merge, all the freight related items I extracted. I don't want anything out of this entire data except document number, right? Right click, remove all other columns. This is what the step I'm saying. I've taken the source, I removed every column except the document number. Now let me select this, and if at all you feel there may be a duplicates, then remove duplicates if any. But there are no duplicates. I know that because it obviously take only once. In one entry, you will not find 2 freights, right? But anyway, it's always good to remove the duplicates. Now let me give these sample GL doc numbers. Am I correct? Yes. Now let me close and load to. Only create as a connection, click OK. Now, wherever freight is there, those all document numbers, unique document numbers, I got at one place. Now I will do the merge again. Go here, combine, merge. What I want to merge? I want to merge from the master data, sample GL doc, select this, document number, select this. I want to only select the inner, that means only matched from both the items. Click OK. So it will now take all the documents matched with that. So these all are the entries wherever freight is there. Now I'll just go here. I don't want the second table here. Let me remove this, right? This is what my sample GLs, sample GL data. Okay. Now close and load to, only create as a connection. But I want that this should be for the analysis, right? I can just keep here GL data, sample GL data, right? Now right click, load to. I want to take it into the pivot table for the analysis if you want. Otherwise, you can get everything as a one table, but I want to make it as a pivot table. Let me click OK. Now what I can do, I can have a date here. Good. I can have debit here. I can have Credit here, where is the credit? I can have credit here. Don't worry, not a problem. I don't want actually this to be grouped. Let me right click, ungroup. I told you, right, today when I was talking about the introduction of pivot table, grouping is something which is very important. So automatically it has grouped. If you want, you can remove it. I want particulars because this is also the debit and credit, and the document number is there. You can probably have it, otherwise ignore it. And voucher number, voucher type, for the time being, remove it. Otherwise, you can keep the voucher type so that you can just filter for the cash vouchers and see which are greater than 10,000 and so on. But anyway, for the time being, let me take this with the proper format of comma with the 0 decimals. Now I can just go here, go to the design. I can just make a tabular form. Then let me select all these with proper settings. And I don't like generally the pivot table format, but don't worry, when you don't like it, there's always an option to change the format. Then I want this should look like a regular Excel, right? So I don't want day-wise totals, but anyway, I know that for every day, I don't want subtotal. So this is what the subtotal I'm looking for. Let's make for the totals, maybe the format. Yeah, I think this is a proper format. Now you can start analyzing this data, guys, right? This is not the end of the story. Maybe I can take this, I can copy this entire data, page special values, I can give for one staff for the analysis. But for example, here, if I make it, okay, I'm intentionally not taking cash, don't worry. So if I take it bank charges, okay, now what happened? If I go to the data, refresh all, what will happen? Every Power Query will get refreshed at the backend. It does every transformation. Let me refresh so that you can see and feel it. Wow. All these entries are belongs to the bank charges. Now I want to combine together for, let's say, I want to copy this, paste here. Now I want to analyze because my staff I want to give at least some 7 to 8 different samples for my staff. Copy it, paste it. Now, let me take Etl Traders. Now let me take some sample credit notes. And for one staff, I'm giving some Arun Traders. Okay. So these all 6 different items, wherever it is there, I want one staff to be analyzed. Then what I can do simply, don't worry, just go to the data, refresh. Now you go this data will have either bank charges, or this, and so on. I'm sure you can find it. Go here. Everywhere, every entry belongs to all these journals will come. First, it's going to give the bank charges. Then it's going to give, yeah, check it out. Arun Traders, somewhere it has taken. Vijayata Traders, somewhere it has taken, because these all are the ones which I have taken. If you say you don't want anything, just take one. Still, it is possible. So what I can do, I can just segregate for what staff, what type of analysis I can give. Maybe for 10 ledgers, for one staff, 10 ledgers, another staff, and so on. This is the best way of doing the audit. Okay, believe me, learn the Power Query, learn the ETL tools, which can save you work. And tomorrow you can tell to the regulator or anyone who ever come for a peer review, this is what automatically creating a documentation for you. Okay, though I thought of covering many things, but the time is very limited. So without taking much of the time, I'm really sorry. This daybook is actually not very well fabricated, except the daybook I'm going to share across to everyone. Once I fabricate the data, I share again the same thing with Vijayawada branch properly, then they are going to keep into the same Dropbox. So I can do these things very quickly right now. Remaining all, I don't have any problem. Class by class, copy of client master data, ETL tool, folder automation and everything. Let me control X. Let me go back. Yeah, otherwise, yeah. Let me right click. Okay, accept data. Please excuse me that these all one I have fabricated most of the data you cannot recognize, or no one in this world can recognize what this data is. But still, if I can do better, so that because client always trusts us and give the data, we should not share with anyone. That's what my concept. 90% we fabricate every column. So other material, I'm just sharing with you as it is. schema change documents, I share it as it is. This class by class also, I don't think so anything which is there where I can client master data, company info, client master data of copy, EL engagement letter, tax audit format, fault automation, Google form link. Okay, you can just go it, you can find it what exactly I'm talking about. Then tax audit using technology tools, PPT and Zoom link. Okay, fine. I don't want to take more time for you. I think one person asked a question, Sharon, this is what data for sharing. Data for sharing. Otherwise, don't worry, very quickly, I can just copy this. Sir, just give me 1 minute, sir, so that we can data sharing, just for the data sharing. This is only, I can just put everything other than this. Yeah, okay, no problem. I think this got opened, that's the reason. Perfect. Okay, so right click and sir, anyway, whoever there from the branch side, I'm just sharing the link of this cloud of mine right now in the chat box, sir. Maybe you can put below the video and right now members can take the benefit of this. I shared a Dropbox link just now. Open it, just confirm it. I'm sure you can find the document, there's no doubt. Entire data of the session. Okay, so guys, many things thought of covering, but due to the time, I could not cover, but anyway, my PPT is there. Just have a look, and also Google form related, what to be done and everything. You can have a look. Then I think that's all from my end. Yeah, any question, anyone? Anyone there from the branch side?
Yes, Sharon, I am here.
Yeah, sir. We can take up questions for quickly 2-3 minutes, sir. Then we can
Yes,
go ahead.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think I answered during the session most of the questions, but still any are pending, I'm happy to take it. You can take my number anytime. When you feel something you stuck up, as long as I'm free, I can immediately reply you. Please message me in the WhatsApp.
I have copied the
That's all,
link,
sir.
Sharon. I have
Yes,
copied
sir.
the link and I will right away paste it in the comments
Wonderful,
box
sir.
of the YouTube video. I will do
Wonderful,
that.
sir. Great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, that's all from my end, sir.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sharon, for
Yes, sir. It's always our pleasure, sir.
all the demonstrations that you have done.
Yeah.
Friends, let me tell you that as Sharon already has told you, this video is live telecasted on YouTube and it is available for any number of replays. So I request you to take this opportunity of extracting the daybook or mail merging the engagement letters and what are all the topics that have been covered by Sharon. They are very interesting, very time savvy. So I suggest all of us should become tech savvy in order to do a more efficient audit. So Sharon, thank you very much for your time.
Sir,
And
always pleasure, sir. Many things, at least if I'm speaking taxation today, little, it is because of you, the in CA Interdays, whatever you taught us, the basic concepts through which at least we could able to deliver something. I always grateful to teachers like you, sir.
yes, that's so kind of you, Sharon. So friends,
Thank you so
thank
much,
you
sir.
very much. And
Yeah.
we will meet in another session, maybe sometime later, which will be announced by the Vijayawada branch. Thank you, one and all.
Thank
We
you.
will sign
Thank
off
you,
on
Chairman. Thank you so much, Chairman, Madam, also. Madam, sorry, I could not see you because I was sharing the
Yes,
PPT.
when you
Thank
share
you so
your
much, Madam, for the opportunity, Madam.
right. Thank you
You
very
are
much.
on
Sir.
mute, Madam. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Right. Good night, all of you. See you in another session.